I'm gonna have everybody stand and I'll ask Gretchen to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, everybody, and we had enough time to greet each other, but I do want to go around and introduce our guests since we have a lot of them today. I'll start with the first table here. We have a guest is my dad, Jack Gardner. He's here to support Coco.
Please don't judge him on me.
No guests at the back table over there. We've got we can introduce her.
So I guess I get to introduce our youngest daughter, Claire, is home from Oregon State University for the winter break.
And we've got a visiting Rotarian, I know, with Mark there. And a visitor.
Lesley Ogden from Lincoln City. And this is my guest, Wanda James. I invited her here just kind of as a thank you because she takes care of me over at the American Legion.
She takes care of
everybody.
And Raina, you got guests for students of the month and family?
Yes, so I have Aaidyn Bokuro and his mom Jamie here, and then we have Caroline Gardner. Both parents are members, and then our inbound Maureen. Do you want me to go ahead and just introduce? So we have Interact students Avery Chandler and Emma Parker.
Thank you.
And I'd like to introduce my guest, Jose Hernandez from Oregon Coast Community College. He is the business and transfer degree advisor, and I hope he becomes a Rotarian.
And he's an alumni.
If anybody didn't hear that, Raina said that he's an alumni too, NHS. Welcome, Jose. So I just want to say good afternoon, you know, we couldn't ask for much better weather here in the middle of December, so especially with the last week. A special thanks to Gretchen and Stephanie for doing our setup and greeting duties today. And I know we've got people, Jim, I know has signed up for cleanup, and for the other people that will be sticking around. We're missing the Saxtons, so there'll be some cleanup duties available for anybody who wants to stick around with that. Again, Tanya, although not here, I wanted to say thank you for organizing our meal service. And John, of course, for our IT support. And I wanted to remind everyone to check out the upgraded site if you haven't done that yet. It's great. We've also got the video on that our last speaker, our presenter. I don't know what that is. Oh, sorry, it's outside. So it was from the, gosh, I can't remember exactly what the presentation. Yeah, it's Pacific Seafood, but the video was something specific that she was about the shrimp. Yeah, about the shrimp processing and shrimp harvesting. So that's available on our website as well with a YouTube link. We're excited to have our December Students of the Month here today. In addition to that, we're excited to have our Rotaract students here today. Thanks for coming. They're going to give a short presentation as well, an update, as well as Dr. Ogden, not just a visiting Rotarian, but she'll also be giving an update on the MultiCare affiliation with Samaritan. So because we've got a lot of stuff, I kind of want to jump right into it. And so please join me in welcoming Raina up to introduce our Students of the Month.
Our first student of the month is Aaidyn Bokuro. Aaidyn has multiple state championships, which I think is going to be part of what he shares today. He is part of our link crew, is a team captain. He's involved in National Honor Society, our Native American Culture Club, and is a coach for the Lincoln County Legends. In his spare time, he enjoys golfing, working out, and video games. Please welcome Aaidyn.
All right. Hi, everybody. My name is Aaidyn, and I want to start by thanking the Rotary Club and my school for choosing me as Student of the Month. I'm really honored to be here. A big part of who I am comes from my background. Being Native has taught me the importance of my community, respect, and remembering that things that we do aren't just for ourselves, they're for people watching us and for the people who come after us. That mindset has shaped me a lot to what I do inside and outside of school. In the classroom, I work hard, stay focused, and push myself, and be someone the teachers can count on. I'm not perfect, but I try to show up every day with good effort and good attitude. I've learned that staying disciplined in school carries over to everything else I want to do in life. Outside the classroom is where I feel I've grown the most. As an athlete, especially through basketball and training, I've learned leadership, responsibility, and how to handle challenges, whether that's dealing with the injury, long practices, or balancing sports with schoolwork. Sports have always been a big part of my life, but they have also shown me how much impact that I can make on the people around me. One of my favorite things to do is to get to help coach youth basketball. Working with younger kids in the community means a lot to me. I remember being in their position and looking up to older athletes, so it's cool now to be somebody that they can look up to. Whether I'm showing them a drill, cheering them on, or just talking to them in just daily life, I try to be the person who encourages them to believe in themselves. If I can inspire one kid to stay dedicated, stay positive, or change their goals, then that's something that I'm proud of. For me, being involved in my community isn't just an activity. It's something that keeps me grounded. It reminds me why I work hard and who I am doing it for. My family, my coaches, my teachers, and the kids that look up to me. Thank you again for the Rotary Club for this honor. It means a lot. And I'm going to continue working hard in the classroom, on and off the court, and in my community.
Aaidyn is also very humble, so I'll just say he is triple jump state champion, soccer state champion, and then we have an exciting basketball season ahead of us. So please stop by tonight and watch him play. Our next student is Caroline Gardner. She has a lot of music accolades, including 3-time All-State clarinet. She was 9th at the All Northwest Regionals. Has been part of the PSU Honors Band. She's involved in cross country, in track, has been part of the Philosophy Club, and is an IB diploma candidate. Please welcome Caroline Gardner.
I just wanted to say thank you for making me Rotary Student of the Month. One thing that I really admire about Rotary is how they try to connect with other people from different walks of life and different places, and I really think I connect with people through music. So in 2023, my freshman year, I was accepted into the All-State honor band, and I was the only person from Newport to be accepted. And the next year I got accepted again, and I was first clarinet, so first chair. And yeah, so this is how big it is. It was a really amazing honor. My sophomore year, so 2024, the story is kind of weird because a bunch of kids from Newport got to go, and then the big ice storm happened, and so we all got stuck in Eugene. And when we got stuck in Eugene, the last day after our performance, it was nobody could come, so it was just all the flight attendants who got stuck in Eugene. And so all the flight attendants came, and it was great. And then the people at Allstate just kind of set us free because they thought we were going to be able to go home, but the highway was shut down. So me and Eva Burns got to hike our way over to a hotel. It was very scary. And then last year, I was accepted into All Northwest. So it's like All-State, but it's all 6 of our Northwestern states, including Alaska and Hawaii. And I placed 9th, and it was really amazing, but it seems like I can't escape from the ice. And so on our way up to Spokane, Washington, there was a snowstorm, and so we had to leave the night before. We drove all night, and then we finally got there, and it was an amazing experience. It was like a culture shock. Everybody around me were these amazing musicians who loved it just as much as I did. And I got to meet people from Wyoming and Montana and Washington. It was really amazing.
I was working as well as I like. Is that good?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've also gotten to connect with people internationally. So, the summer of 2024, I got to travel with the Oregon Ambassadors of Music to 5 different countries. And so this photo is from the kind of the camp we did before to ensure everybody knew their parts and was good. And so we got to perform this amazing, really big concert for all our parents in Corvallis. And what was really scary is on the day of the concert, me and the first 4 clarinets all got like assigned a solo, like maybe 2 hours before the concert started. And so we were all shoved into this like dingy closet to figure it out because we couldn't do it. And then our first concert actually was my personal favorite. It was in Cremona, Italy, and that's a photo of it. So in the photo, there's not anyone there to watch because we haven't started yet. But by the end of our set, there were people lining the streets, and this is a big square, and so there's alleyways, and there were people all the way down the alleyways singing and dancing, and we would close our set with Stars and Stripes Forever, and at the very end of the thing, you can repeat back as many times as you want, because it's the fun part, and the Italians just kept screaming at us, repeat, encore, encore, and so we must have repeated like 6 times, and it was crazy, and I just remember like never wanting it to end because it was just amazing. I also participate in some things locally. So last weekend I was part of the PSU honor bands for my 2nd year, and it was a great experience. And I'm involved in the Newport Youth Symphony Orchestra that's conducted by Barbara Wilcox. So it's kind of integrated with adult musicians and children. I was in the Cap Pit Orchestra last year, so I played for their musical, and that was crazy because I played clarinet and tenor saxophone at the same time, kind of, and so I was like switching between. I'm in our Newport band program, so I play in the pep band, the symphonic band, and the jazz band, and that's really fun. A couple months ago, we got to invite a world-renowned clarinet and tenor saxophone player, Ken Poplowski, to come give our jazz band kind of a clinic, and that is him, and it was really great. And then we got to go watch him perform a couple days later. So yeah, thank you for making me Rotary Student of the Month. And outside of music, I'm a runner, an IB diploma candidate, and I volunteer at our family support work.
If I can have Aaidyn and Coco come back up for a second. Guys, come on over here. Oh, I stand between you. Coco, Aaidyn. And so this is one of the main goals of Rotary is to try to eradicate polio. And so in thanks for you guys coming and presenting today, we're going to vaccinate 50 kids in each of your name against polio. Thank you.
Oh, switch you up. Okay. Check, check. Oh. Here you go.
You just check it, is it on?
Got it.
Okay. So next I'd like to invite Avery and Emma up from our local Interact Club to give a short presentation on and an update on what they're up to. So if you could please join me in welcoming Avery and Emma.
Hi guys, I'm Emma.
I'm Avery.
We run our Interact Club at the high school. So right now, Avery's gonna come around and pass out some flyers for a dine out that we're doing at La Roca next Wednesday. But just a little bit about our club right now. So we have about 37 consistent members this year, which was a little bit more than double from last year. We have about 6 seniors, and we're trying to get cords for them for graduation. And then, as I said, we're working on a dine out, which we're gonna have next week at La Roca. And then Avery's passing out flyers. And then we're also doing a winter coat drive again this year. Hopefully using the funds from the dine out to kind of enhance our ability to like get more coats and make it a little bit bigger and better than last year's. And then we're also working on care packages for our next event to kind of give back to the community as much as possible.
Awesome. So for past events and stuff we've already done so far this year, we had people volunteer at the 60+ Senior Center for the Thanksgiving dinner. And so I went there, I volunteered for about 4 hours. I know a few others did as well. And I think a couple of people also did something else in Toledo, which I'll get into more. So one big thing that I learned over the summer when I was at RILA, and I came here to present about that, was I learned about the Homie House, which is this project going on in Toledo as a teen help center for people there. And so this year in Interact Club, we had an online meeting with Mr. Watkins, who runs the Homie House, and he described to us what the mission is, what they've done so far there, and then how we can help out. So something we're going to do throughout this year, hopefully continuing to next year, is we're going to have volunteer opportunities for any kids in Interact Club who want to help out there. This included the Friendsgiving event, which happened the Saturday before Thanksgiving, and I believe a couple of people from Interact Club went there to help out. In the future, I know over winter break, there's going to be another setup to expand the Homie House, where a couple more Interact Club members will be going to help out. But I just want to share a bit more about the Homie House and what they've accomplished so far. Every night when they're open, Monday to Thursday, they feed about 15 to 20 kids, and they partner with SNECS to provide after-school meals. Teachers come in every single day they're open to tutor kids who are struggling in school. In the last month and a half, they've given over 195 meals. They've enrolled 2 kids at the Oregon Coast Community College, and they've given out 25 boxes of food during the government shutdown. In January, they're planning on expanding academics into 3 different career paths, which are in industries that are local to our area, which will help them expand and get jobs easier. These are tourism and hospitality, the logging industry, and then the fishing or the marine resource industry. And then what they do is they measure success based on people graduating on time who are part of the Homie House. And then if they have a plan for secondary education, this could include college, community college, military, or trade program. And they're going to try to expand into a new year soon, which is part of what they're doing over winter break. And then we just some proposed ideas for the future is we're thinking of doing a cleanup at the cemetery up above the high school, cleaning graves there. We have partnered in the past with a public library to help out at any events there, which we'll be doing. And then baby baskets as well, which is something we did last year when Blair was president. Shout out to Blair. So we're going to try to do that again this year. Yeah. Thank you guys for listening.
Local guys. Ready to go. Photographer.
You want to be? Oh, there, this is all that. It's awesome.
Okay, leave your radio and say that.
So I know we're kind of going back to back to back, but it's been great. Let's Dr. Ogden, if you're ready to go, then please join me in welcoming fellow Rotarian and Samaritan. I don't know exactly what your title is there.
You're the CEO.
CEO. Samaritan. So please join me in welcoming Dr. Ogden.
Thank you. Okay, well, I know it wasn't too long ago that I saw you and we went over like a lot of actually fabulous things that that we've been doing and sort of updated you on the year. And then there was something though that I couldn't quite talk about at the time because we weren't ready for prime time, but now we are, and we've made an announcement that many of you may have heard of, and that is that Samaritan Health Services is intending, with state approval, to affiliate with MultiCare Health Services out of Tacoma, Washington. So this is huge, right? And so we wanted to come and really outreach to everybody and explain the why, explain who we are and who MultiCare is and what it sort of looks like as we come together, but also walk you through the process because this was not a small process. So we can go to the next one. I think I said that. Let's skip to the next one. Okay, so this is our Samaritan story, and we'll talk a little bit more, but I think this comes as sort of a surprise to go back in our history and recognize that Good Samaritan Hospital in Corvallis and Lebanon only came together back in 1997. We are not a really old health system. We're actually a very young health system. So that happened in 1997 when they both figured out, boy, we're just not going to probably be able to make it well on our own. Then in year 2000, Albany decided about the same thing, like maybe we need some friends and we'll all come together and be part of the system. Then many of you are aware, then in 2001, the health districts, both the Pacific Communities Health District and the North Lincoln Health District, said, egads, this running a hospital when we are all lay people is a little bit hard. I think Dr. Long was the only one at the time that really had that intense medical background. And so in 2001, Samaritan was super excited to get those contracts for these coastal hospitals and have those join the whole system to make up our 5 hospital system. Then you may or may not be aware that our health plans, Samaritan Health Plans, was established in 2004. And so that is not only things that you hear about in the news quite frequently, which is Medicare Advantage as of late, but that is the Medicaid program in this area, IHN, the Intercommunity Health Network. So over the Tri-County area, we run that. And we have as well commercial health plans, both for small and large employers. And we insure ourselves. We have about 6,000 employees on Samaritan Choice. So fairly medium-sized health plans there. And then Samaritan Medical Group was established in 2019. That brought all of our physicians and PAs and nurse practitioners together in one organization so that it was easier for us to work across the system. Previously, we employed people per hospital with a singular contract. And you can see how that could work so much better the other way around. Okay, let's go to the next one. So we talked about this a little bit, but over 6,000 employees, over 650 employed clinicians. You know, we do most everything, although there's some gaps in specialty care. If we have time to talk about, I think it's really exciting to think about where we can go with MultiCare. We are a nonprofit system, and people still get mixed up with that. If it helps, there are only 2 hospitals in all of Oregon that are for-profit. We are sort of uniquely mindseted in that we want our healthcare to come from nonprofit resources. So only McMinnville and Willamette Falls, those are the only 2 for-profit hospitals there. So we're nonprofit. We have an integrated delivery system. We're those 5 acute care hospitals, and Good Sam is a tertiary care hospital and a level 2 trauma center. So you may realize that our level 1s are up in Portland, and Corvallis is just one step down, so can offer most all trauma care needed. We have a community-based hospital in Albany and 3 critical access hospitals in Lebanon, Lincoln City, and Newport, and over 80 clinic locations. So in addition to the health plans, we also have hospice, but that also includes a hospice house that many of you may have had friends or loved ones cared for there. So we're very lucky to have that in our region when we need it. We have the 2nd largest graduate medical education program in the state, secondary only to OHSU. So we are actively educating the most physicians, and we have, I believe, around 250 residents at any one time that are being trained in about 5 different areas, including our own, which is that started a few years ago, and we graduated our first class of family medicine rural trained doctors from right here in Newport. Last year, we graduated our first 3, and every year after that, we will continue to just graduate 3. And so I'm happy to have that. And then we do have health and fitness centers in every one of our markets except Lincoln City, but you know of the one that's right here up the road. So that is Samaritan at a glance. We'll go to the next one. So why when we have all of this, do we even think that it's important to look for anybody else to partner with? Well, if you look on the left, here are our challenges and pressures in healthcare these days. You all know from your own homes and your own budgets that costs are rising, and that started actually very acutely during the pandemic. We saw a lot of supply chain issues that have not straightened out in some cases and continue to persist, and that is just a continuing thing. Our acute pain point right now is actually, as we saw inflation going up so much, we have to match compensation, right? It is not okay to have salaries that are lower than somewhere else, because you know where people will go? They will go somewhere else, and we need them here working with us. So our biggest problem for rising costs is now compensation costs. And this year alone, we have seen double-digit increases for our nursing contracts and several of our other labor negotiations. And this is just ordinary. This is what we can expect from here on out, I think, for a while. We have declining reimbursement rates. Many of you understand what may be coming down the pipe for us with HR 1 and the Medicaid cuts. But beyond that, even with the Medicare scenario, we are not being paid what it costs to deliver care. So even if things are staying the same, it's not covering what we're doing. And in many instances, it is declining. We have one of the most regulated states in the nation. If you weren't already aware of that, we like our things just so in Oregon, and especially healthcare, but there is a cost to that. If we are regulated down to exactly how many people must take care of us in exactly what unit at what period of time, then there is a cost to that. And we are seeing that play out with a lot of our staffing laws in particular. And then we already said Medicare and Medicaid funding. That is well over 75% of what we do on the coast is government payers. We take care of people and the government pays us to do so. And that is between 75 and 80% of everybody we care for. So we are enormously sensitive when these things aren't covering what we're doing. So, but on the other side of things, what our communities need, gosh, we need expanded services and locations. We need more of what we've got now. We need modernized facilities. We are so lucky on the coast to have new hospitals, but that is not true throughout the rest of our system. And we also need more beyond just the hospitals. So every one of our facilities, whether that be clinic or otherwise, needs modernizing. We need more clinicians. Gosh, we are being hit hard by the physician shortage, by the nursing shortage. We need more, not less. And we need to invest in tools and technology. So when we balance these things out, what we end up with on the left is we can continue to do what we're doing. Absolutely. We can survive, but we want to thrive. We want to bring that to our communities, to what's on the right-hand side. We don't want to just continue to just get by and to just be enough. We want to do more. So that's how we really got to where we are with the affiliation. And next slide. Okay, I'm gonna skip that one and go to the next one. Okay, so here's what we did, and because this process started last year, we saw all this coming at us, and we said, boy, let's look out there and see who might be like us and who we can band together with to get through what we're doing. So we looked at our mission and we said, we want somebody who's aligned in our mission. If we have to identify a partner, we want somebody who thinks like us. We want it to strengthen our role in our area. We want to expand access and quality. We want to keep governance local, and we want some capital for our future. Like all of these were all of the things we thought we needed if we identified that perfect partner. This is sort of like making a marriage list, right? Like, and in my potential mate, this is what I want. So that's exactly what we did. We contacted a company called Juniper, who is the matchmaker for healthcare systems. And we said, go out there and see who meets this criteria, who might be out there. They brought us back 38 potential partners. And we made all of these people sign non-disclosure agreements and confidentiality agreements and started talking to them. Like, what do you think a partnership could look like with us? What do you see as coming together? And mind you, it used to be that healthcare systems could not come together unless they were geographically proximate, right? That used to be, there wasn't a way virtually to do things in the past. It was just too hard with travel. Nowadays, you are seeing healthcare systems coast to coast even come together. And so geography was not a limitation to us. Out of that 38, we narrowed it down to 18 that we wanted to continue to talk with, and we started exchanging information. We asked those 18 to submit proposals to us, and we received 7 full proposals of what we might look like, if we dated. And so we went through those proposals. We narrowed it down to 4 finalists that we wanted to keep talking with. And from there, we narrowed it down even further and actually went on site visits. So we actually got to see who we're dating. And they got to see us. Likewise, we did reverse visits. And in the end, we came up with one unanimous choice, and that was MultiCare is our ideal partner in all of these aspects that we have identified. They checked every box. They, like us, had almost identical visions, and we just thought this is our partnership. And then when they were willing to commit to $700 million in capital investment in our Tri-County area, that sort of sealed the deal. We were like, and you're going to give us a dowry? That is awesome. So to that end, we have worked with them. We have now signed an affiliation agreement. So somebody told me in my marriage analogy, that actually means we're engaged to be married. And we are now in the healthcare oversight, market oversight process, the HICMO process with the state of Oregon. This is something, part of our regulatory environment with healthcare, that our state deems very important because they want to control who comes together. And I don't disagree with a lot of the things, the hijinks that we could be involved in if, for example, a lot of for-profit or venture capitalists or things came in and tried to take over our healthcare. So this is just a process we have to go through. It'll probably be 6 to 9 months where we patiently wait. They have 180 days to make their decision. And this is the Oregon Health Authority who does this work. But at any time, they can stop the clock and ask more questions. So they have 180 days once they have full information. But again, so the clock can stop and start when they ask questions, and they don't restart the clock until they get their answers. So We anticipate that this may be a May to August sort of thing once we, once they have all of their information before they can make their decision. It's not 100% that we're going to get approval for the affiliation, but it's not like we saw play out with OHSU and Legacy. With that, there was a lot of overlap in services, right? You're taking 2 level 1 trauma centers, you're taking 2 children's hospitals and trying to say what would happen if those combined. What we are is we're geographically separated. We're not going to be sending patients to Tacoma, Washington, to up into that state. So what we're hoping is that people will see how we want to come together is more like economies of scale and supply chain togetherness and going up against pharmaceutical companies with a bigger backbone. So let's skip ahead and let me just show you very quickly. There's a slide for, I'll tell you really quickly. MultiCare started in 1882. So to ourselves that are 1997 babies, this is 1882, started in Tacoma, Washington. They have likewise another hospital in Tacoma and a children's hospital. But ultimately, they have gone on a journey that now includes a swath all the way across to Spokane and into Idaho, and then up into the North Sound area as well. So they are now 13 hospitals large. They've also gone from a $44 million enterprise in 1980 to almost $7 billion with their organization now. So they've been on a rapid affiliation and partnership growth because they see the same thing. Unless we band together and figure out how our nonprofits work better together, we might not survive what's coming. And so they believe the same thing, that this is how we're going to do it. So let me have you flip again to the next one. Okay, keep going. And this is who MultiCare is. So in addition to their 13 hospitals, 2 of those are behavioral health. They are the single largest provider of behavioral health services in the state of Washington now. And so I believe we could use that here. I believe we could use their expertise. They have over 300 clinics, close to 3,000 beds, over 25,000 employees, and 2,300 employed providers. And that is 10 acute care hospitals, the behavioral health, and the children's hospital. So lots of resources to help us, even if it's remote resources. And we're thinking of things like recruiting. We're thinking of things like the expertise, like they have a neuroscience center that we would love to see. Could we possibly leverage that to get actually neurologists in our Tri-County region and somehow tie back to them? There's so many things that they can do that we either can't or have struggled to do. And we're hoping they can fill all of these gaps for us and help us be better for our communities, because again, they believe in local governance and local decision making, and that's how we're going to move forward with them, is staying Samaritan but having the backing of MultiCare. So I'll stop there and see if you guys have any questions.
I have a question. I have a question. Because we're 25 bed for a rural community, will we still be 25 beds?
Yeah, for now, we're not growing that fast on the inpatient side of things. We are growing exponentially though on the outpatient side of things. So when we start thinking about where we need our resources devoted, I would say primary care is one of the first things. Is we need to expand our ability to take in more primary care patients. We need growth in specialty care as well. We're growing our surgery capacity by leaps and bounds. So, but those are outpatient surgeries more than inpatient. So yeah, we need a lot of growth, but it's not on the inpatient side, at least right now.
Dr. Ogden, I remember what my husband wanted to ask you.
Good.
He said that your husband, and my husband was an IRS special agent criminal investigator, and he said your husband retired from the IRS.
Yeah, it was a little bit of forced retirement.
Okay.
Yeah, it was, we said he was dozed.
Yeah, I understand that.
Okay, well, if you guys have anything else, I'll take a round afterwards.
Okay, so thank you, Dr. Ogden. I want to make a few quick announcements, but in the meantime, I want to say.
Better presentation. Yeah.
So first, I just want to let you guys know that as a club, we received a thank you letter from the Newport Food Pantry. That was very nice for our support of their of the food pantry, as well as a really cool Christmas card from the Chamber of Commerce. So I'm kind of hoping they sell those. They're a really nice card.
Yeah.
But so as a reminder, this is our last meeting for December, our last formal meeting for December. We will have our Christmas celebration on December 18th. I also wanted to announce or remind everybody that Diane and Keith have a vocational lunch on Tuesday, December 16th at the Hatfield campus in the Gwynn Library. And there's our December newsletter is out, so that should have hopefully have your meals set up for next week. It looks like December 16th is the vocational lunch. And then Wednesday, as you heard from the Interact students, they've got the dine out at La Roca. And December 18th is the holiday party. So hopefully we'll get to see each other for meals next week, but if not a formal meeting. So the other announcements in there I kind of made last time, as well as, just thanking Michelle again, who's not here today, but for representing us. Oh, no, different. I'm sorry. I was thinking of Julia when I said it. I was reading Michelle and thinking Julia. But I just want to thank Julia again for being the kind of the spearhead for our support of the 60+ Thanksgiving dinner. I know there was a lot of volunteers from our club there too for the 3 days of setup and providing meals for that. Thanks to Guy for hosting the Microplastic Beach Cleanup Award. That presentation was on December 4th, and that went great. Freddie, Mark, Diane were all present for that as well.
Who won?
Taft Elementary. They had
Elementary.
so they do it. You got drawing tickets based on the number of participants you had, as well as the amount of weight of microplastics that you brought up. And Taft, I think altogether maybe had 60 kids over 2 days. I think around there, 30 each day.
And we need more Newport High School clubs to join us this summer.
Yes, we need a lot. Yeah, we want to fill up the dates as soon as possible. They're already available to be scheduled. If your organization or your kids' class or anything like that, if you want to set it up, you can. Already, it's scheduling into next summer. With that, I'll open it up for other announcements. Oh yeah, Diana already told me she had one.
I have 2 things to talk about, well, 3 things really quick. Okay, the food drive at Oceans of Time Boutique, they're hosting a food drive. Oh, sorry. Okay, they're hosting a food drive until I think December 23rd. If you bring in 3 items for the food drive because of food insecurity, et cetera, they will give you 30% off. It's a woman-owned business. I support women-owned businesses. I know I would be remiss to Dana if I didn't talk about the 4-way speech contest, because there's so many students here. I run it for Newport and for a district. The prizes are cash. First place is our Rotary Club is $300. Second place is 100 or 200. Third place is 100, excuse me. And every student who participates will get $50. And that is cash. It's not a scholarship, it's cash. If you go on to district, if you win it, it'll be $3,000. Second place is $2,000. Third place is $1,000, and I don't know about everybody else who participates. I've got to work on that for the district. I want to let you know I'm also an Aspire mentor. It was great being there today. I have a new mentee. She's a junior. And on February 17th, I will be in Melinda Dye's class. I will be talking about the Rotary four-way speech contest. So all of you students are pretty good speakers. Please be there and please participate. And on March 5th, we will be doing the Rotary four-way speech contest here at the Rotary Club. I think that's everything. Thank you.
Thanks, Diane. Any other announcements or, oh, we got some over here. Marshall?
Sorry for the past elementary plug, but those of you that know, great person. I want to give $19.90 on behalf of the Thompsons. Because those of you that knew Ron Spizzo, in 1990, he started our SBM program at the SBDC Small Business Development Center. And that money that is being raised is being matched by the Thompsons because they set up the scholarship, and the money goes to small businesses that are having emergency financial situations here in Lincoln County. So if any of you were ever touched by Ron Spizzo's work, or if any of you know Guy, or you like the Thompsons, or if you know how to spell small business, please donate to that scholarship fund. And again, thank you for Thompsons for setting that for us.
Thanks, Marshall.
So you know I've been making these announcements every week, but I brought a physical representation of them. So these are the kids' tags that have not even gone out into the community yet because we just haven't gone through them in the locations they're already at. Stephanie's almost through hers. And then this is the pile of seniors that hasn't got out into the community yet. So this is all, each one of these tags represents a real person that we're assisting with Christmas gifts this year. So my challenge / plea for you is I have these here, but there's about an equal amount still behind the counter at Walmart that haven't even been put on the tree because they only refill the tree when it's been emptied. So please, 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 we have 5 more days to get all the gifts back so that we can pack them and prep them to give them out next week. We need help packing and prepping the things. We need help shopping for these items. Please, if you can donate this season, please do, because we have 486 kids and 348 seniors that we're helping with Christmas. Please take tags.
And you can do it online too as well.
Yeah,
That's where I went.
WalmartAngelTree.com.
Yeah, WalmartAngelTree.com. They have it all listed there by age and product. It's made it real easy.
I did one of those tags, and it was so much fun. I cried. It was a 10-year-old boy, but it was so much fun buying clothes, got a toy, and my kids are adults, and it was real fun.
I just wanted to give you all a follow-up. Shop with the Cop is a fundraiser that we all participate in every year. I always stand up and give my pitch that you all should donate to it, but this year I actually went with one of my kid clients. I just wanted to report back to you that there were 133 kids that came and participated this year. They all have to be there at 7 o'clock in the morning. I found out one of my teenage clients didn't come because he didn't want to get up at 7 in the morning, which I'm going to give him a hard time about. I'd get up for $75. So I just want to say thank you to you. It was a really great event. There were over 40 different law enforcement officers who participated, and it was a really joyful event for all the kids and the participants. So thank you all for contributing yet again this year.
So I still want to open up for Happy Bucks we've only got a couple minutes. I know I wanted to make sure Dana had the microphone just in case she had.
December 29th. I used to thought it was December 28th till the internet came out. Our wedding anniversary with Doug is I'll be $36 happier.
Ooh.
And he was a blind date.
I'd like to give $50 for Happy Bucks in advance of the Newport
basketball games tonight for Aaidyn and for my son Sam Hutton, who plays JV. So this is an anticipation of your win tonight.
Any others? Okay, I wanted John.
Oh, one more.
Oh,
We'd like to be $50 happy to the youth exchange program in honor of our daughter Caroline, who turned 18 this week.
I think that you want to do happy bucks for her lovely speech she just did.
and I already did for her birthday and last hospital, so.
Grandma's in for $50.
Just chop, just.
And I'll tell you what, $50 for the basketball game and $50 for the granddaughter.
George Brian. Yeah.
I was hoping to get the pictures up just because I thought, I noticed something when Aaidyn and, yeah, sure, Aiden's gonna go first if you want. I just wanted people to notice, I don't know if you can see the picture, it's Aaidyn, of course, but, then you can also see some of our other students of the month, Ollie, Becker. I'm sure there's other ones in there, Ella.
Next to Aaidyn there too. Oh, that is all.
Yeah, no, I think, yeah, and, I'm spacing her name, but she was just, Ava, yes, Ava Daniels. And if you show Coco's little one from when she was a little kid running, I was very surprised. I mean, you look at it and it's just like kind of a who's who of who's been students of the month. So we've got a lot of great kids and they all seem to kind of group together, which is normal. Sam, I know, was a student of that stand postal waiting. That's Finn Carlson. If you guys remember him, he's a whole lot tall. They both are like this tall now. I don't know if William was, but that's Sam's younger brother. That's Coco. I don't know if anybody even knew which one she was in the pictures because she looks so different in Charlotte. So yeah, just a whole lot of kids that have grown up together out here and all been students of the month. I'm actually surprised all the Thompson kids weren't in the running picture because I know they did a lot of the running then too. But so with that, I will. I know we don't have our secretary here for attendance and all that, but I know we have over 30. So
You have member incentive,
yes.
Chuck Keller.
All right, Chuck.
Don't think he's here.
And
Bucks next time.
and John, if we have social media and 50/50?
Yes, so online, I'll get back to that in a second. Let's do social media award winner is Gretchen Havner. Congratulations, $5. Might give it to your daughter, that'd be nice. And then the 50/50 today is $78.50 to the winner. Let's, oh, I have one person I do not want to win. Well, there's another.
Still with.
And then online, Claire online says she will match Marshall's donation. So Mark, if you can get that down, and thank you,
I
Claire.
don't know if you can tell Claire too, she has a member anniversary. Didn't know she was online. With a big one. But with that, I just want to remind everybody that our next regular lunch meeting is actually January 8th, so a few weeks off. And so enjoy the holidays and can't wait. Hope to see everybody next week again at the dine out, the vocational lunch, and hopefully the holiday party as well. But on January 8th, our presenter will be Ty Hillebrand with update on the new CLPUD building facility. So with that, I'll ask Steph. Oh, what's that?
We do have a Mr. and Mrs. Santa Claus coming to our party next week.
All right.
So be prepared.
So it's not you and Doug. Okay.
It's not Doug and I.
So with that, I'll ask Stephanie to take the four-way test.
And the four-way test of the things we think, say, or do. Number 1
Is
is
there-
the group. Second.
Is
Third. Fourth.
Will it be beneficial to all concerned?
And fifth.
Thank you, everybody. And if anybody can stick around for cleanup, it's appreciated.
Thank you.